Good morning, students. Today we will see the chapter Matter in our surroundings. First chapter. First of all, we have to know what is called matter. Everything around us, if we take the total universe, planets, stars, meteors, asteroids, comets, everything in the universe, it is made up of matter. Anything which has mass and occupies some space or volume, it is called a matter. Matter has mass and occupies space. That means it will have some volume. In our ancient people, they divide the matter into Panchatattva: air, earth, fire, sky and water. These are the 5 basic elements, and ancient Greek philosophers and have arrived some classifications of the matter. Nowadays, the new scientists, they have also classified the matter based on their physical properties and chemical properties. Physical properties means depending upon its states, solids, liquids and gases are the main 3 states of a matter. There are 2 another states which we have to know. The 4th one is plasma and 5th one is Bose-Einstein condensate. But we don't know about plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate very well. Mainly we will listen. We used to listen about the solid, liquids and gases. These are the main 3 physical states of a matter. You know that solid is a substance in which every matter it has particles. Every matter it consists of very thin particles. These thin particles, if you take in a solid, they will have very closely packed. They are very closely packed and there is no space between the particles, and they vibrate with less kinetic energy. Solids, they have fixed volume and shape. The objects which have fixed volume and shape are called rigid. So solids are very rigid. Solids, they have fixed volume and shape. Coming to the liquids, that is the second physical state. Liquids, they have no fixed shape. That means in which container you pour the liquids will get the shape of that container, but they have fixed volume. The volume is constant, and the distance between the particles is more when we compare to the distance between the particles of solids. So the particles of liquids have more kinetic energy when we compare to the particles of the solids. The next physical state of matter is gases. Gases is the matter having the particles having negligible force of attraction between them. There is no force of attraction between the particles of matter, and all the particles of gases, they move randomly in all directions as they like and occupies the space how much it is available, and the particles of gases have high kinetic energy. So that's why they can diffuse faster when compared with liquids and gases. Coming to the shape and volume, Gases, they do not have fixed shape and fixed volume. The second thing is, how small are the particles of matter? Take a small piece of sugar crystal or salt, or a small potassium permanganate crystal you take, and take a glass of water and put the potassium permanganate crystal in it, and slowly the potassium permanganate crystal, they will have pink color, and the total color of the solution, that means what is the water you have taken in a glass, the total water color changes into pink. That means the potassium permanganate, it splits into some parts. These are spread evenly throughout the solution, so that's why the total solution color, it has been changed. From this we can say that the particles of matter are very small, and each substance, if you take any substance, it has particles in it, and the particles are very teeny. Next, we will see about characteristics of particles of matter. Particles of matter have space in between them. Particles of matter have space in between them. For that, we will take the example. If you take a glass of water and add some sugar in it, and if you stir, there will not be any rise in the level of the water. That means there is gap between the molecules of water. In between the gaps, these crystals of sugar, they get separated into smaller and smaller units, and these smaller units of sugar crystals or particles of sugar crystal, they enter between the gaps of molecules of water, and they adjusted in between them, so that's why there is no rise in the level of water. From this we can say that particles of matter have space between them. And the next one is, particles of matter are continuously moving. If you light an incense stick, the smell will be spread through the smell, it can spread throughout the room. That means the fragrance or the smell, by mixing with the gas particles or gas molecules present in the air, it is spreading from one place to another place. This is an example for particles of matter are continuously moving. And there is another example. If you take copper sulfate or potassium permanganate crystals, as I told earlier, if you put this crystal in a glass of water at one place, automatically it spreads throughout the solution. That means the crystals are getting separated into smaller and smaller particles. They are spreading from one place to another place, so that's why they can reach. If you put at the top, they get dissolved and they will go up to the bottom of the glass, and the total solution color, it changes. That means from this we can say that particles of matter are continuously moving. The third one is, the particles of matter attract each other. This is a simple. If you take simple example, if you open a tap, the water is coming out from the tap. If you put the finger, if you see the stream of water, after hitting the finger, they get separated, and after crossing the finger again, they get combined and fall like a single flow. This is the simple example that particles of matter have force of attraction. If you take a small piece of wooden, if you hit it very hard, then only it will break, otherwise it will not break. Why? Because the particles of matter of that solid attract each other. Depending upon the nature of the substance, the attraction between the particles changes. If you take an iron piece, it is very easy to separate into, it is not very easy to separate into smaller and smaller pieces. If you take a A chalk piece of chalk, it can be separated into parts very easily. That means the force of attraction between the particles of a piece of chalk is very less. So the force of attraction between the particles of a matter depends upon the nature of the material. Okay, so these are the things, and you have to learn about the matter and its physical states, and with the chemical properties how matter can be divided means we will learn in the next chapters about mixtures, compounds and elements, and we have seen the properties of characteristics of the matter, and we will continue this lesson next topics in the next class. What are the topics we have seen up to here? Once you go through and read the lesson in the textbook,